controversial Congressman Kiko Barsaga.
Hello.
Sir, good evening. Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Yes, sir. Sir, yung gustong tanong first ng media is, ano po yung masasabi niyo sa kaso na final sa inyo, yung inciting to sedition at saka rebellion po?
Well, yun naman yung mga ganong klaseng kaso. Ganun din yung ginawa ni Marcos Sr. nung siya yung presidente noon. During the times of martial law, he imprisoned all of his political opponents. At nakita din naman natin yun yung ginagawa ni Marcos Jr. ngayon. He imprisoned former President Duterte. Now, napakulong niya yung mga senators na kalaban niya, yung mga congressmen na kalaban niya. He's filing cases against Senator Bongo, Senator Marcoleta, Senator Bato de la Rosa, Senator Joel Villanueva. Like, lahat kinakasuhan niya, lahat either papakulong or papatayin niya. And he's following in the footsteps of his father, Marcos Sr. Kaya, he will also end in the same way, being removed by the people who once trusted him.
Sir, yung alam natin lahat, no? May protesta ng 16, 17, 18, saka may November 30 pa. Pero yung administration ngayon, parang video, nananakot na sila, sabi na Rimulya, kahapon na yun, we will arrest you. Ito sabi nyo, sir. Parang tinatakot yung mga tao, sir.
Pero yung mga tinatakot nila, hindi lang mga tao. It's also large organizations, large private organizations that are anti-Marcos as well, religious organizations. So, ang gagawin nila, papakulong nila lahat ng mga heads ng INC, JAL, and, well, yung sa KOJC, pinapakulong na nila yung mga KOJC. Pero yung sa INC at sa JAL, those are people who supported him in his 2022 presidential campaign. Tapos papakulong lang niya lahat yun. I don't think that will be too successful or too likely. Pero posible, hindi naman natin alam yung gagawin ni Marcos, especially when he is cornered and pag nakita niyang pabagsak na yung administration niya, maybe he will do the same thing as his father did and start just imprisoning all of his opponents and start killing all of his opponents.
Sir, in your end, narinig niyo kaya also ng EFP at saka PNP? Ano sa tingin niyo, may mga mass protest talaga sa tingin niyo? Bibigay kayo ng PNP at saka EFP, sir?
Well, likely. Kasi yung mga AFP at PNP, mga tao din naman sila. Nakita nila kung anong nangyari sa ekonomiya natin at kung paano naapektuhan ng Pilipinas dahil sa corruption ni Marcos. The problem here is that depende na sa AFP at sa PNP yan. Baka yung sa pinaka-head lang nila yung corrupt or baka yung buong organizations na may nakatanggap ng pera galing sa mga corrupt na politiko. The biggest problem here is that if Marcos starts doing what his father did, pag sinabihan niya yung AFP at PNP na, oy, patayin niyo yung mga tao dyan, would the AFP and the PNP follow? Because that's where we're heading. We're reaching a point where it's no longer peaceful protest. It's going to start becoming violent, katulad ng nangyari nung panahon ni Marcos. There's a very big possibility of this escalating.
Congressman, in addition po sa sinasabi niyo kanina na si PRRD pinakulong na, tato ngayon, pinahabol na kayo, may kaso na kayo, Kibuloy, kasi sino ba sa Pastor Kibuloy? Ano sa tingin niyo, nakakatulong ba ito sa Marcos admin o hindi, mas lalong nagagalit yung tao?
If you look at the economy, hindi nakakatulong. If you're looking at the corruption issue, mas lumalala pa, so hindi din nakakatulong to. If you look at survey results, hindi nakakatulong. If you look at the previous election results, hindi din nakakatulong to. So hindi natin alam kung ba't niya nagagawa yun. Pero yun din yung masasabi natin to all people in power that are abusing their power. Kasi pag it starts with paranoia, lahat na mga kalaban nila papakulong mo. We can see this in many dictators. We saw this during the time of President Marcos Sr. where he imprisoned and killed everyone who went against him. At yun na yung ginagawa ni President Marcos ngayon. At sa tingin ko, ito na talaga yung magiging downfall niya. He will start imprisoning all of his critics. He will start imprisoning everyone who is against him. And ultimately, the people's anger will reach a point na hindi na makakaya ito. At kung sakaling susuportahan siya ng PNP and AFP, well, that's too bad.
Congressman, talking of your consistent to fight against BBM administration, so we will know from you now, yung sa Congress, ilan sa kanila ang nagpakita ng braso po sa Congress po?
Nang?
Your colleagues sa Congress, we will know now if ilan sa kanila ang laging nagpakita ng suporta sa ano mo yung kausa.
Madami din.
Marami sila secretly.
Secret. Pero madami din nagsusupport. Especially yung kay Marcoleta, yung sa INC rally nila, plenty of congressmen are planning on going. Pero yung bihira lang yung mga in-invite talaga at yung mga kasama namin talaga na plano talaga bago mag-rally pa. And then yung sa UPI, there's plenty of support there as well. Madami na talagang umaayaw sa nagiging ginagawa ng administrasyon ngayon, because the corruption did not start from Congress. It did not start from the Senate. It originated from Malacanang. It all started with Marcos. And there is no one else to blame but Marcos here. Siya naman yung nagpapakulong siya yung nagpakulong kay former President Duterte. Siya yung magpapakulong sa mga senator, sa mga congressman na anti-Romualdez Marcos. And siya yung naglagay kay Romualdez as House Speaker. So it all starts and it will all end with Marcos.
Kayo na sa open forum po, ay tinanong kita yung performance-wise, 10% DBM, sabi mo 1% lang. Ang rating sa kanya.
Hindi 1%, 1 to 10. So 1 out of 10, mga 10%.
10%.
Very bad if we look at factors such as economy and such as foreign investments. Those are numbers, and those are very specific concepts. They're very rational concepts. Hindi naman yun based on interpretation lang. Nakita natin na ganito ang ekonomiya, ganito ang exchange rate, ganito ang stock exchange natin, ganito ang nagiging tingin ng foreign investment. Ganito yung mga nagpo-pull out ng mga foreign investments. And then we can also see the results from the failed flood control projects of Marcos. Nakita natin kung ilan yung namamatay, kung how much structural damage is made, how many people are losing their houses, their homes, their livelihoods. So nakita natin lahat ng pagkukulang ng administrasyon ni Marcos. And from there, we can create a decision based on that. We can grade his performance based on those.
Hello po, may paano kayo kay Senator Pato de la Rosa sa pinapanutan na ICC Ariswan?
I mean, ganun naman talaga, lahat naman ng kalaban ni Marcos papakulong niya. It will not end with Bato. Pagkatapos yung pakulong si Bato, papakulong niya si Marcoleta, tapos si Villanueva, everyone. He will just imprison everyone. This what happened with his father. Hindi naman si Ninoy Aquino lang yung naging target ni Marcos Sr. Hindi lang si Ninoy Aquino yung pinatay ni Marcos Sr. He killed many people and he imprisoned many people. So this does not end with Senator Bato de la Rosa or me. Once he imprisons me, he will find the next person who speaks out against him. At pag nag-reach yung point, kasi nakita na ni Marcos na hindi siya magiging successful if it's a democratic election, as we've seen from the 2025 election results, hindi niya hayaan na magka-election na ulit. He will not allow that to happen. That's why he wants a constitutional convention. He wants to change the system already. He will not succeed in a democracy because the democracy would eventually destroy corruption once it is revealed, and his corruption has been revealed already. Kaya bumababa yung mga trust rating sa kanya, kaya sobrang dami ng ayaw sa kanya. Every time he goes out in public, he can already see the anger of the people. How many people dislike or even hate him. And once he sees that anger, he knows that he cannot survive within a democratic country, so he would change the system. There will be no 2028 elections, and that's what I want everyone else to understand.
Kanina, nakita ko natin na yung mga kapatid ng Muslim, ramdam niyo ba yung suporta nila?
Yes.
Yung ipinaglalaban niya.
Yes, they also believe in, hindi lang sa akin, pero sa anti-Marcos cause. Because lahat naman ito kasalanan ni Marcos eh. It all originated from Malacanang. It will all end with Malacanang.
So, tingin mo si President is a weak president? Siya isang weak president?
Well, kumpara sa tatay niya. Kasi yung tatay niya, like, libo-libo na yung pinatay. And he will start following his father's footsteps. And whether or not he would become a weak president or a strong president, well, depende. Iba-iba kasi yung perspective natin on strong. Are you strong because you killed thousands? You ordered the military to kill thousands of people. Well, that is an explanation of emotional weakness on your part, kasi hindi mo napigilan yung greed mo, your thirst for power. He was not able to prevent that. So Yes, that is definitely a sign of weakness. Pag hindi niya kayang sabihin na hanggang ganito lang, hanggang dito lang, hindi ako magnanako or magbabago na ako. He is not capable of doing that. He is not capable of bringing justice when justice is needed, and that's a sign of weakness.